Some of the lights on the Las Vegas Strip were dimmed overnight to mark 1 week since a mass shooting that killed 58 people and wounded nearly 500. The first team of officers to enter Paddock's hotel suite appeared last night on 60 Minutes. They told Correspondent Bill Whitaker that gunman Stephen Paddock apparently had been preparing for days and no detail was overlooked. Bill is here and we will talk to him in a moment. But first, we have part of his 60-minute report on what the officers saw.
What do you see?
An armory.
An armory.
So many guns, so many magazines, stacks and stacks of magazines everywhere, just in suitcases, all neatly stacked against pillars that were in the room, all stacked up, rifles placed all throughout, all kinds of monitors and electrical equipment he had in there. It just looked like almost a gun store.
Shell casings all over the floor. I could smell the gunpowder that had went off in the room. So we were tripping over guns, tripping over long guns inside. There were so many.
That many?
Yes.
My initial scan of coming in the room with my rifle is just seeing, I'm seeing one male down, bleeding from the face. He was not a threat, kept going, kept going, kept going.
You said one male down. That was the shooter?
Yes.
Stephen Paddock. What were his wounds?
I didn't see any apparent wounds to his head, but I did see a lot of blood that had come out of his mouth.
Well, there was a bloody revolver, I think, nearby him that was on the ground, consistent with him shooting himself.
What else did you see?
Yeah, I saw a few phones, laptops, a couple of laptops he had in there, a lot of drills.
Yeah, and drill
a lot of
bits,
drills and
tools.
drill bits, all kinds of tools.
This was eerie.
Very eerie. The dust from the explosive breach, and then you got the flashing lights. I mean, it looks straight up like out of a movie.
Paddock had screwed shut the stairwell door to his floor to try to keep the officers from getting to him. The officers had a bar and they pried the door open. When they got in the room, they found a note that he had written. He had calculated the trajectory of the bullets and how far the audience was going to be away from his room so that he could maximize his accuracy and his carnage.
Talk about well planned.
Boy, there are many questions here. How did they find him?
Well, there was a security guard at the hotel who was responding to a door ajar alarm, and he walked near the door. The shooter had cameras set up, and they believe they saw this security guard coming in and opened fire. 200 rounds shot down the hallway at this security guard. Got him in the leg, didn't kill him, he survived. But that's what alerted the Las Vegas police that this is where the shooter was.
And what a lucky thing, because the security guard wasn't even going to the shooter, as you point out.
Yeah.
He just wanted to go to the Joradar. But your piece last night, number one, Bill, was so well done. And what fascinated me about it was a picture that those officers painted. They go up to the floor, the fire alarm is going off, it's dusty in the room, there's flashing lights, and these four officers had never worked together before. So they're sort of working together on the fly.
They were an ad hoc group.
Right.
They really were. There were 2 members of the K-9 unit. There was a detective from the gang unit. There was 1 SWAT officer. And they actually found each other at the hotel in the stairwell going up to the 32nd floor. They formulated a plan and figured out how to execute this plan and then went forward from there. But they had never worked together like this before.
It's amazing, Bill, also that they changed their preparation after the 2008 Mumbai attack at the hotel there in India.
Yeah. Well, Sheriff Lombardo told us that before Mumbai, officers would set up a perimeter and try to keep everybody away and zero in on the shooter. After Mumbai, they decided that the best way to approach this was to go after the shooter no matter what.
Yeah.
So all of these officers knew that that was their goal. They come together, they don't know each other, but you're from SWAT, you're from K-9, you're a detective. Let's get this unit together, get up there and stop this guy.
Neutralize him
Well
immediately.
done, Bill.
Amazing piece. Thank you very much, Bill Whitaker, for joining us at the table.